Happy Saturday, everybody. We have a lot to talk about, so grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture. Joleen Lunzer here for another No Offense, All Offense, where we take a comedic look at all things pop culture, reality TV, trending topics, celebrities, things we love to hate, things we hate to love. Now, remember, I am very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion as me. You are welcome to sound off in the live chat or the comment section, and we can just respectfully agree to disagree.
That's my opinion!
It's just my opinion. Now, everything I'm going to tell you today is 100% true, except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only, so don't sue me.
Allegedly.
So let's have some fun. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe. You guys, if you want to support the channel further, consider joining my membership on YouTube or Patreon. Links for that are in the description, or you can send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube, or hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. You guys are all amazing. Hello, Jamie B. Yes, hit the like. Let's see if we can hit 400 likes. That would be amazing. Thank you, Derek. Happy Saturday. And today is actually Saturday, where yesterday I thought it was Saturday and I was wrong. All right. So we have a lot of things that I want to get into today. I think we're going to cover a little bit of the Britney when reality hits. I promised you guys I would do a roast and recap of her first, technically her first solo episode under the rebrand once she got rid of Jax. Jax does have a new episode of his podcast, In the Mind of the Man, or In the Mind of a Man, or In the Mind of a Narcissistic Man, whatever the hell that show is called. But we probably won't roast that until this coming week. I need like a couple more days from Jax. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some other Bravo television stuff, some other trending topics, some Southern charm, you guys. So sound off in the live chat. Let me know all your thoughts, hopes, dreams, and opinions about everything that we are talking about today. Okay, first things first. Let's talk about Teddi Mellencamp. Okay. Now I've been seeing so many stories. Now we know Teddi has been going through a very difficult health battle right now. She got tumors removed. She's dealing with cancer. She's just dealing with a lot. However, thankfully she was able to come back to her podcast, and she has been making content with Tamra and Erica and other people that she does. But here's where might be an unpopular opinion. Again, feel free to sound off. It seems everywhere I turn, Teddi is calling out someone who hasn't checked on her. From Dorit to Garcelle. I mean, she's called out numerous people. Those are just two I can think of off the top of my head in the Bravo sphere, talking about they didn't check on me. They didn't do anything. You know, as much as some people are better at that, some people aren't, and especially people who aren't even really friends with you. The fact that Teddi is going through something so serious, but being strangely petty, in my opinion, is like, I just don't like it. So let's hear what she has to say here. She's talking with Erica, and she's talking about being grateful to Sutton, because Sutton recommended a couple doctors to her, but apparently Garcelle hasn't reached out at all. And so Teddi's just putting everyone out on Front Street who hasn't reached out to her since her diagnosis and surgeries.
What?
You filmed with Denise.
I did.
It's weird you didn't mention that in any of the 6 to 7 months we were potting.
I wasn't allowed.
I'm pretty sure you told me about some other things that you're not allowed to tell me. So,
Oh, dude, come on. Wow.
you know what? Well, I did hear the show is good. And apparently, news to me and Denise are no longer in a feud because she was reaching out to me. I didn't know she was, but Kyle told me. I got to give a shout out to Sutton. I don't know if you're getting along with her or not. You don't have to answer.
I know she reached out to Kyle right away, too.
But she gave me 2 excellent recommendations. I'm very grateful to Sutton for that. It doesn't mean I'm still not going to talk when I start recapping Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
We just got to call it how you see it. You're a referee. That's it. You got to call balls and strikes.
I can tell you, it was crickets from Garcelle. Didn't hear one peep. Not one person told me that they were checking in. But not to be shocked. I almost forgot.
What?
You filmed with
Yeah, just like Teddi seems to be back to her spicy self. This is the thing that I find insufferable about Teddi, is that she's always, doing this. She's always calling people out on what they should do. And she's the last person who should be telling anyone what they should do in relationships or friendships. And if you don't really have a relationship already with like Dorit or Garcelle, I don't think there should be any expectation that they're going to reach out to you. And you can't just assume because they haven't reached out to you that they wish ill for you. But it feels like Teddi, in my opinion, is trying to villainize those who haven't reached out to her. And it's annoying. And it's just in true Teddi form and behavior. And she just, to me, Teddi's insufferable. I hope she gets well. I hope the best for her health. But the fact that she's using this time to like call people out, they're not even your friends. What do you care? You have so much support as it is and all these people. So it just seems like she is taking shots where her priorities should be everywhere else. You are literally on a podcast where you talk shit about them and you're mad that they're not reaching out to you or they're not friendly with you. This just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make any sense. And it just seems like typical Teddi behavior. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. April says, damn, my mom has cancer and I'm not blessed. Right? Everyone for not dropping everything to run to help. I could see if it was like your close friend and they're not reaching out. You might be like, hey, what's up? Or like, try to contact them, find out what's happening, maybe have another friend contact them. But it's like people who aren't even your friend, girl. Oh my God. I really thought, Teddi, she's struggling in her health and all the stuff. And, certainly this will put life into perspective for Teddi. Nope. No. Brian Scott Patterson says, my brother had brain cancer and you know what he focused on? His health. Exactly. Not trying to drag work colleagues for not checking in. Yep. If I get sick, I'm not going to expect every single, or someone I love gets sick, every single person I've ever worked with or been colleagues with or frenemies with to check in on me. And the people that don't check in on you, that just is even more proof that you guys aren't friends. So why even bring it up? This is just thirsty behavior. And it seems so on brand for Teddi, but I always think when you have these kind of big hard, real life things you go through that should give you some kind of perspective, some kind of humility, something. But apparently, no, Teddi still is the same, entitled Nepo baby she's always been, allegedly. Yes. And Janet says, Brian, I hope your brother's doing well. I agree. You need to focus on yourself. And I get that she wants to like get her mind off of, I'm sure, all the medical stuff she has going on, but this just seems weird and toxic at this point. Anna says she's trying to make sure we talk about these clips and not her affair. Ding, ding, ding. Anna getting it right yet again. She's like, yeah. Don't think about that with the horse trainer. Next, she's going to be dragging the horse trainer's wife and being like, she didn't check in on me in my sickness. And you're like, yeah, she probably doesn't wish the worst for you, but she's definitely not going to check in on her husband's mistress. So it's just like, Alexandra says, emotionally immature to think because you're going through something, the world revolves around you, but everyone else is also struggling with their own stuff. That is 100% true, Alexandra. And this is Teddi to a T. She is one of the most emotionally immature housewives we've ever seen on this show. She really does. She really does think the world revolves around her and that everything should stop. And she has that, kind of Nepo baby chip on her shoulder attitude where I earned this. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, not everyone just gets an open invitation to work at CAA. And she's like, I started in the mailroom for like a day. And then give me a break, girl. Give me a break. I love the Nepo babies who recognize and just admit like, yeah, I got advantages. Who cares? Yep. And I'm very grateful for it. And I'm not going to say I work just as hard as the guy down the street who had no connections, because everything is easier when you have connections. That's just the way it is. But Teddi. Thank you, letting the days go by. Like number 55, over 100 watching, you guys. Please hit that like if you haven't already. And I think that is important. Like, everyone is going through something. There's a struggle. And this is also like, every time, you know, you lose someone, I feel like you are reminded of this, is like, you really think like this person to you, and I mean, it's just, they're so important to you, and in your head in that moment in grief, you're like, the world should stop. Why the fudge is the world still spinning? Why is it still spinning madly on when my heart is broken and this person who should be here is not here, and I have lost this big thing? But it does show you that we are just a speck of dust inside a giant's eye, and the world does go on, fortunately and unfortunately at times, when you want it to stop. But Teddi is just petty. She's petty, and I just, get well, Teddi. That's all I can say. You guys, I can't with her. She is, there's no other word to explain Teddi Mellencamp other than fucking insufferable. Okay. All right. I want to showcase this. Okay. You know how we talk about on here? Shout out to Christina Coca. She is putting together some fantastic stuff, content, videos on Instagram. And I always know that I can wake up and she'll have an informative or nostalgic or humorous content for me to go look at. So if you guys aren't already following Christina Coca, you should follow her, Coca Macoca, on Instagram. Remember when, and we've talked about this, remember when Watch What Happens Live had real callers? Oh, and they would just, you could just call or you could tweet and ask anything, and they might pick your tweet, and it wasn't so produced, and it wasn't box staged questions that were handed to people who were like, "Hi, Andy, me and my sister are here getting drunk. You look cute." Okay. And there's like, and the audio is horseshit. And then they're like, "We have a question for Erica Jane." And then immediately reading off a teleprompter, like, "Hello, Erica. What did you think of the first couch that the interior designer picked for you? I kind of liked it. Seemed like you didn't. What did you think?" And they ask the worst questions, and it's so staged. And that's why Watch What Happens Live has went down the drain in that regard, because it used to be like this real time in history where real people called up, and us regular ass TV watching Americans or overseas could call in and drag a Bravo celebrity if we needed to, ask the real questions we were wondering. And this clip, Christina Coca posted a throwback Thursday to the time this lady dragged Shep. And you know me, I love dragging toxic dudes, especially any of the Southern Harm babies. Okay, the Southern Harm baby men can get dragged their whole life, and I love it. So let's take a trip down memory lane of what once was. The fact that they changed this is like, ugh, I hate it.
You're starting to really irritate me because you're busting on Craig because he's lazy and he's doing this and that. And dude, if it wasn't for your mama's tit that you were sucking on, you would not be having any money or doing anything or having a good time too. So you're fortunate enough to be able to spend other people's money that you didn't earn, like a lot of millennials. So quit busting on Craig because it's just uncool on your part, okay? Yeah. Okay, you're starting to really irritate me because you're busting on Craig because he's lazy and he's doing this and that. And dude, if it wasn't for your mama's tit that you were sucking on, you would not be having any money or doing anything or having a good time too. So you're fortunate enough to be able to spend other people's money that you didn't earn, like a lot of millennials. So quit busting on Craig because it's just uncool on your part, okay? Yeah.
And I love it. She's like, if it wasn't for you on your mama's tit, you inheritance, baby, you've done nothing your whole life. Why are you busting on anyone else or their work ethic when you are as privileged as you could be, sitting there getting drunk, being a big old tall man, baby, like a 7-foot tall drunk toddler, you sick ass. Like, I love this. This is what they need back on the show. Why would you ever get rid of this? This is ridiculous. I get if you're having like, when Andy has like the big celebs on, they're going to have, be less likely to do his show if you can just call up and ask Ariana Grande like the most ridiculous, if you can come at her sideways. But the people on your network, this is why it was great, because it felt very much like ESPN or very like sports talk radio, but for reality shows where fans could call in with their real opinions, even if, and from week to week, your opinion kind of changes depending on how they play the game in that episode. And I miss those days of Bravo and reality TV. And now it just is all like, we're treating them as though they're like damn Denzel Washington or something like that. It's ridiculous. And so I loved seeing this because people like Shep especially need to get dragged a little bit. I mean, that caller. And then Sheena. I don't know if you guys could hear, but Sheena's next to Shep. She was first chair. And this is, I think, like, I don't know what year this is from, or 2017. And Sheena like interrupts, like, is there a question in there? It's like, Sheena, shush, Sheena, let the woman speak. Why are you sticking up for Shep? He can handle it. He talks mad shit on women 24/7. Okay, so let a Southern lady drag his ass because she knows him. She knows what time it is. She's like, you are on your mommy's teat. You have done nothing manly in your whole life. You have earned no money. You have no skill. Do you own a hammer? Like, she wanted to drag him to hell. I think I read in the comments that Shep responded, completely clueless. I think someone put it in the comments that I don't remember, but his reply was like, I can do what I want sort of thing. Nothing memorable, nothing, just being a big baby about it, being a big toddler baby. So yeah. I just loved it. Taylor said, I've been seeing a lot of why isn't it actually live? Yes, we need live. Like, why isn't the show live? I get Andy now as a father and he has 2 young kids, whatever, but you could still go live during a daytime. You can, whatever time that I don't know. I guess you couldn't do live during the daytime, but I'm just like, Watch What Happens Live is just, it's gotten so bad with the people calling and they're like, hi, Andy. And they never, no one's got a microphone. I mean, just do the call in. We don't got to see their face. We don't need video calls. We just need these kind of calls. Give a Southern lady, give any lady over 40, anywhere in the world, a regular old rotary phone, give her a telephone number to call on a landline, and that's all she needs to be like, hi, is this Tom Schwartz? Why are you such a big fucking baby? Why don't you man up and stop being passive aggressive and shit in your pants every time you get held accountable for anything? And don't keep doing that I'm so sweet bullshit, because we know the truth about you, sir. You're just as dirty as your friend Tom Sandy Butt and Jax Taylor. Okay, stand up straight, wash your balls, bye, and then hang up. That we need those kind of calls. Whatever it is now, it's just like, hi, Andy. Hi, this question's for Sutton. And then they immediately are like reading a script. They're like, Sutton, how hot was it when you went to visit your mom in the South, in Georgia? It seemed very hot. Huh? Nobody gives a shit. They're asking about the weather. They're asking about their businesses. We don't care. This should be a platform where people, the fans, can interact and give our opinion. That's what it should be. It's very stale. Very stale. Okay. Now, speaking of Shep, the reason why I think, he needs this is because he continues to drag women and their hustle. And I cannot believe that we have Shep Rose, whatever the hell his name is, telling women how to live their life when this man is 90 years old and still can't figure out modern therapy. And is like, I think I'm just going to go do some ayahuasca and shit myself for 7 days. And then I'm healed. He is chasing around women, children, like literal women. He's trying to date them that he could be their grandfather. He can't get it together. First of all, his house looks like a Freddy Krueger house. What is those shutters? I ask all the time. Every time I talk about this show, why does Shep have those weird ass shutters? Why can no sun come in this man's house? He can barely clean his balls. He doesn't even know how to eat Chipotle correctly. And he is going to try to tell women how to do anything. And we're letting him. This is why we need callers to be able to call back in. So here is dumbass Shep, which I don't understand the people who, especially the women who are like, Shep's different. He's smart. Well, that makes him even worse, because if he's acting like this much of a misogynist piece of shit and he's actually smart and knows what he's doing, then that makes him worse. Let's take a listen to what he has to say. He has such an opinion about women in general, but especially Paige. Notice how these Southern Charm man babies, they can't handle New York City. I don't need a man feminist Paige. They cannot. They cannot handle that. So they always have to find fault in everything she does. They're so mad, Austin and Shep, that Paige, they think, took their friend Craig away from them for all these seasons, only to never marry him. Oh my God, the horror, and never give him a child. Oh my God, it's almost like she kind of was telling him that the whole time, that she wasn't ready, she wasn't ready, she wasn't ready. And your friend should have got someone who was ready if he's ready. And your friend Craig chose not to hang out with you. It wasn't Paige's fault. Craig's always going to find a reason not to hang out with Cabbage Patch Austin and all, whatever, ayahuasca balls Shep. Because he doesn't really like you like that. Hi, artist. Good to see you. Thank you for being a member for 14 months. All right. Let's take a listen to what he had to say on the recent Southern Charm after show.
Total bull that Paige didn't go on one single trip while they were dating with us.
Okay, you coming to the Bahamas? I'm not. I have 2 photo shoots next week that I can't reschedule.
I couldn't get away with that if I had a girlfriend, I'll tell you that much. We have extra room. It'd be awesome if you and Olivia came up.
I don't give a
They tried. Stupid ass talk show. You get your ass and film with your boyfriend. I think it's total bull that Paige didn't go on one single trip while they were dating with us.
Okay, you coming to the Bahamas? I'm not. I have 2 photo shoots next week that I can't reschedule.
I couldn't get away with that if I had a girlfriend, I'll tell you that much. We have extra room. It'd be awesome if you and Olivia came up.
I don't give a
They tried. Stupid ass talk show. You get your ass and film with your boyfriend. I think it's total.
That to me is just so gross, but so Shep, that he thinks in his drunken stupor that he can just go, you get your ass, bitch, you get your ass. You do not tell any woman what she should and should not be doing. First of all, she's not a cast member on Southern Charm. You are. She is on Summer House. They just did cross-pollination. They did a little cross-dating. He would show up. She would show up. Why would she want to travel with you people? For real, though. Why would she want to travel with you and Austin, who clearly hate her? She's booked and busy. And her stupid little talk show is more successful than any business. What business does Shep have that's more successful than what Paige and Hannah have going on? I'll wait, Shep. And not mommy and daddy's money and not mommy and daddy's cabin. I mean, like, your stuff. I feel like we're going to be waiting forever, Shep, because there's nothing. You've done nothing. You've been given the world and you're still trying to figure it out at 60 years old. And you're not learning anything. Also, shouldn't you be hiding in the closet, like in the fetal position, after the way Miss Bahamas played you? After how dumb you looked? After how weird and stalkery you were? And when you finally got a taste of your own medicine? Shouldn't you be literally hiding away? But no. You have zero humility, zero self-awareness. And there you are. And you're just like, now I'm going to tell her what to do. Their stupid little talk show. Jealous. You're jealous. You're a jealous, jealous man. Because you got nothing but sweater vests. You got nothing but Easter clothes. You can't tell Paige nothing. You can't control her. And She took your boyfriend away. You're going to have to get over it. You're going to have to build a bridge. He would rather hang out with someone who doesn't want to marry him or have kids with him or date him anymore than you. He's not that into you. It looks like you don't really have any real friends, any real guy friends. I mean, the way you treat women is so gross. This dude is he's so gross. I can't with the 60-year-old. Like, stop it. Stop it, sir. You should be like volunteering or something. But the fact that he's like, get this bitch on a cast trip. It's not fair. I got to do it. Yeah, because you're part of the Southern Charm cast. If Paige wasn't showing up to filming for Summer House, that would be on her, and that's her job. But this is your job, to be a man baby and go to Miss Patricia's and Whitney's house and let Whitney drunkenly embarrass you about being like, your lady wanted me first, as he falls off a chair at 87 years old. That's your job now. But that's it. Does Shep have a business other than traveling and stalking 20-something women who are interested in him? And what is his what's his business? Kelly, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. But I saw this and I was like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed with this dipshit. I'm getting caught up on Southern Charm right now, and I'm just so annoyed every time Shep opens his mouth. I haven't even gotten to the episode where he gets embarrassed by Miss Bahamas, but I'm looking so forward to it. This dude thinks he knows everything. He's got opinion about everyone and everything, but your life is a mess, sir. Your windows of your house are blocked. You're living in like a vampire lair. What's happening? I don't understand. I don't understand. I wish I still had. I wonder if I still have the sound clip. It's just like, I don't understand, bitch. I really don't. At all.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. Don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
And how jelly you are that their Giggly Squad podcast makes so much money and they go on tour, and Hannah's on Netflix, and Paige was just on the red carpet at the Oscar vanity party, and she's got brand deals and real shit. And you got to go out to the jungle or wherever you were to do ayahuasca and shit yourself because you can't understand that you're not good with the drinky and you got to keep your dick in your pants. Is that like on the ayahuasca bottle? This will help you keep your dick in your pants and learn how to drink into your golden years. This man, it's gold. I can't wait to watch it. I'm just so behind. I'm very mad at Whitney, the way he was commenting on Molly's weight. Molly, the beautiful model who is dealing with a thyroid issue and seems to be obviously coming out of the modeling world, and men like Whitney, very self-conscious about her body, but her body's beautiful. And you hear old man River Whitney, old emo pants Whitney, you know, he lives in a damn hot topic in like 2007. Hair plugs for men, living with his mom like a damn, scary movie. Like he's the Alfred Hitchcock psycho saying, that's the last thing you need. I'm sorry, weirdo. Go to your garage that you built with a bar. Go play your guitars by yourself. You are so creepy. What in the dashboard confessional is going on with this dude? Oh my God. He is so elderly, Whitney. And again, it's not an age shame. It's like you should know better. And you act like a straight baby. You're clearly under the influence. You are, you can't even speak without slurring. You're like, you want to see a tour of the house I'm going to get once mommy kicks the bucket? Okay, what? This show was my idea. Okay, cool. Now what? I'm at Cannes again. And everything is, Miss Patricia's just like, oh, he hasn't gotten much sleep. He never sleeps. He's on the Coca-Cola Classic. Can't beat the real thing. Like Jax Taylor. Like Guy Rose. It's like, want to come to my bar? It's dark and moody and marble everywhere. He can't even work his espresso machine. Why are we listening to this man or this man? I am yuck. That's why it's hard for me to get through Southern Charm, because I'm just like, ew. Every time I turn on the screen, it's like, ew. Ugh. Another elderly, misogynist, toxic piece of shit popping up, looking a whole mess and acting a fool. and thinking he's somebody because you got a little ching in your pocket because of mommy. I don't know. It's not impressive. Not impressive. Anna says it was literally an HR issue that her boss was commenting on her weight like that for real. Ugh. Yuck. Dreadful says, I don't like Patricia either. No. I've never understood why people think she's not great. She's not great. I saw this meme today. She's on the shout out to the Real Housemates of New York. They made this little meme. Let me share it here with you guys. And I was like, oh, yes. Patricia and Lisa Vanderpump are internalized misogynists. Birds of a feather, we stick up for toxic men together. Yeah, we have the same facelift, doctor. They just love sticking up for these toxic dudes. And they're always on the wrong side of history when it comes to these guys. So, the Real Housemates of New York posted this picture of Patricia next to Lisa Vanderpump, and it says, these two are the patron saints of never holding toxic men accountable. And I was like, yes. It's so true. And we're over it. We've graduated from this. I'm tired. And I know that's like Southern Charm's thing, and to make, Madison be like, Miss Patricia's teaching me how to be a lady. And now I'm gonna, like, girl, you're fine. You're fine. You don't need. And then Patricia hanging out with the boys. It's like, ma'am, your elderly son is falling through a chair and insulting young women's weight. Something went wrong. Okay. The guy that lives out in the back in the refurbished garage where he can have parties, which I'm sure are very close to Diddy parties, allegedly, obviously. Everything we say is true except for the parts that are false. That one, yeah. Okay, the call's coming from inside the house. We got a serial killer in the house. They kind of do look a little twinish, too. Irrelevant Photon says, it's super weird that Patricia hosts gentlemen's dinners as the only woman, because she's in the pick-me generation. She really is. And I don't want to insult a whole generation of women because she just, I guess I shouldn't even say pick-me generation. She's just a pick-me chick. She just believes the hype of like, if I'm the only one, these men respect me. What? And so she can talk to them about, what sluts are you dating now? It's just like, these gentlemen's dinner, ma'am. You didn't raise a gentleman. The gentleman that's still at your house, who's not acting like a gentleman, who's a whole pig. So I mean, it's probably too late to help him because he's like 70. How old is Whitney? He's got to be like 70, 71. Patricia, what? She's like 85 or something. Come on. Okay. And yeah, they raise toxic men. Unfortunately. Yep. Literally thought of LVP when I commented that. Same vibes. April says, why does she always throw dinner parties with just the guys all the time? Because she thinks that makes her cool. She thinks that's the thing, is they think that like the men are it. The men are the stars. And it's like, the men are the villains. Really. They're not the heroes of this show. Definitely, Southern Charm, more than any other show, I think, revolves around the lives of these man babies, but they're still the villains. Oh, yeah, she's I just don't get along with other females. Come on, climb in bed with me, Madison, and let's slut shame some dirty whores. Like, I feel like that's Patricia. Women of a certain age, as Candy says. He's only 50. That's a hard 50 or 56, that Whitney. Those plugs are plugging. That hair color is hair color. It is like leaking down his frail skin. That is a fragile man that has to pick on a woman who's more, more attractive, younger, more successful in soul and spirit, has to pick on her weight. That is a fragile man. And that is a hard, almost 57. And he looks like and acts like a whole predator. Whitney. Creepy. Ugh. Every time I just can't with Whitney. Is anyone a fan of him? Feel free to put it in the chat if you are, and tell me why, because does he have fans? Janet said the only respect Pat is because they don't want to have sex with her. Yeah, because they no longer see her as a sexual being they can objectify. They still don't really respect her, but also her money talks. And they realize like, oh, this is our paycheck. Because isn't Whitney still one of like the executive producers or something? Oh my goodness. Yeah, his hair always looks like it's about to leak. You should not be talking about anybody's looks, Whitney. Please look in the mirror, okay? Money sure can buy you delusion. It can't buy you class, like Countess Luann said, but it can buy you delusion. Oh my gosh, he's such a weirdo. He is so creepy. And I can't imagine if that was my son. I don't know. I would probably have an exorcist come over, therapists, all the ists would be coming over. All the cysts and the ists. Like, do something. I would kick his ass out. I would rather my whole estate go to charity than a piece of shit like that. But that's just me. All right. Then I saw this video populate where apparently Mr. Shep, Mr. Drunken Shep, oh, Shep, Mr. Drunken Shep, won't you please get drunk over here? Okay. Craig was sharing to People Magazine in an interview that's like a Southern Charm piece they did, that Shep tried to get Craig kicked out of BravoCon. Mr. Jealous Shep, Mr. I'm going to tell women how to live their lives and shit myself on ayahuasca rather than getting real help for myself, is going to try to get his friend he misses so much kicked out of BravoCon. Let's hear what Craig has to say about this.
BravoCon, I hadn't drank in months, and he tried to convince a network exec that I was hammered and causing problems, and was actually this close to getting me sent home from BravoCon.
I'm maturing at a glacial pace, but I am maturing.
I just hope that he achieves a better version of himself, because I know he has it in him. So at BravoCon,
he doesn't have it in him. Like, it doesn't. And Shep, I'm maturing at a glacial pace in his little like petty. No, sir. You are a glacier. Okay. You are glacial, but you are not maturing at all. He is what a little scam. Your friend is trying to like be sober, make different choices. I don't know where Craig's at now with, not drinking and stuff, but it seems like Austin and Shep both try to sabotage this because that's the kind of people they are, rather than like celebrating a friend's decision to be healthier or just not drink. They want to sabotage him. So rather than Shep, an elderly man, take responsibility for his own drunken, embarrassing behavior at BravoCon, he wants to project it onto his friends and blame them and go to network execs, lie on his friend to try to get him kicked out of a business function. But Paige is the bad guy because she didn't want to have kids and marry this guy. Oh, but Paige is the one that is so evil because she doesn't go on the cast trips. But Shep, you are trying to get your friends fired. That's how much you can't control yourself, sir. You can't control your dick. You can't control your brain. You can't control your alcohol consumption. What can you control? You can't control your mouth. You can't control those shutters on your window, which are just an embarrassment. I still don't get the awning, whatever is happening at Shep's house. Why? Yeah, Shep tries too hard to sound intelligent. He's the type of person, he's privileged. He has all the resources to actually be an intelligent person and let all that sink in and be an evolved human. But he's just going to take the drunken privileged kid route and be like, nah. I'm just going to use the fancy words. Oh my gosh. Yup, Krista, that's called a master manipulator right there. And then you wonder why people don't want to hang out with you. Your own friends don't want to hang out with you. And they don't want to. The fact that this season, Shep spent so much of his time being like, you guys weren't there for me. You dropped me. Yeah, because you were a drunk and you were fucking up their lives. Like, that's what happens. But Shep is like, that's not good friends. No, that is good friends. That's like an intervention. Get your shit together or we can't be around you because you're not going to drag us all down and we want you to get help. But Shep's like, I'd never do that. No, because you would sit there and be an enabler and still party with those friends. Like, he does not know what he's talking about when it comes to any of this. Who should help him when he was, being, drunken, disorderly, possibly like, sexually harassing people under the influence or something. And he's like, my friend should stand by me. No one should stand by you when you're acting like that. You're going to get everybody in trouble. LB says, Shep wishes he was maturing as quickly as a glacier, right? No. He is sinking. In a lot of, yes, Janine, I feel that same way. Shep, very much like James Kennedy. Remember how he spoke to Taylor? Well, how he's spoken to everyone, he stated. But, the verbal abuse, calling her an idiot when they were playing. What were they playing? Are they playing like football or tag football or something? I don't know. He's like, you idiot. And it's like, oh my God, what is, ew. How much money does this man have that he remains attractive to any of these women? Because the way he speaks to them is just disgusting. He's just like a spoiled, petulant child. And he doesn't give, well, you idiot. Yeah, and it's like, oh, you're 57. Like, what's wrong with you? Stop. Yes, hit the like. Thank you so much. Curly views for yous. Oh, they're playing egg toss, jorts, drop the egg. I don't know, whatever it was. It was annoying. And now he's trying to, he just wants control of everything. The minute he loses control and Taylor doesn't want to talk to him anymore, or he can't just reach out to her and meet up with her whenever he wants, now he's going to be the person that goes, oh, her new boyfriend is no good. And he might not be any good, but you're no better. So how, when you treated her like shit and were verbally abusive and cheated and lied and manipulated her and gaslit her, how are you going to help her get out of a similar situation if she's in that? Like what is not computing up here, you weirdo? The self-importance. Yes. Lucy says also that lodge weekend when he said he liked cheating on her. He's a real sicko, Shep is. He's a real fucking dog sicko. Yuck. The Narc Slayer strikes again. Found another one. It's amazing. Bravo is full of these narcissistic pieces of shit. It's amazing. He's like, got him. They're just, and they make it so apparent. We all see it, except for Bravo, who maybe they do see it and they just don't give a shit. But yuck. So that's why it's been hard for me to I'm just slowly making my way through this season of Southern Charm. And I have to stop and go, oh God, there's not a redeemable man on that cast. Nothing. And now finding out what, producer Jeremiah was a bullfrog was doing to Vanita in the edit, trying to make her look like, producing it in a way and setting it up in a way that she's like some other woman when JT, when she found out JT had a girlfriend and when she did, just some bullshit. So I was so glad that Vanita was calling him out, because we know Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog has done that on other shows he's worked on, including Vanderpump Rules, where he was really, as the executive producer or one of them, pushing hard for that Sandoval redemption. And we saw him show up at the finale in the episode when Ariana set her boundaries and was like, no, bitch, these are my boundaries. And then we heard their hero, Tom Sandoval, go, it's good for me. It's good for me. And we were like, oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's like, ew. Ew. These damn cyst males.
The new thing is that, as a cyst male, did you say cyst? Raise your voice, yell, do whatever you feel entitled to do. But as a straight male, if I was a woman, I could do that. If I was a gay male, I could do that. But as a straight male, if I raise my voice, it's wrong.
Ugh. These damn cyst males. Yuck. Janine says, and Shep's dad knows Shep isn't the marrying kind or capable. I mean, can you imagine when he talks to his dad looks at him, and his dad is an older gentleman, And Shep's like, I'm figuring it out, Dad, as he's like, can I use the cabin again to have my friends over to shame them for holding me accountable for being a drunk? Thanks, Dad. Like, even the way Shep's eyes, his mouth moves, he's just like so manipulative and gross. I just hate everything about it. It's so, yuck. Madeline says, I think that's what Bravo is selling. The drama created by toxic, drug, and alcohol-addled, spoiled mommy's boys or daddy's boys. Let's not always blame the mommy. What'd the dad do? We always hear, it's so funny how it works. And nothing against you, Madeline, because obviously that is always the narrative, that he must have a troubled relationship with his mommy. Well, what about daddy? Because then even when it's a woman's fault, when they're in a situation like this with the man and they're like, women, sure, you can't pick them. She can't pick them. And then it's also a woman's fault when a man's like that. What did his mom do to him? It's like, no, what did his dad not show him about being a healthy man, having, respecting a woman's boundaries, consent, all the things? Where did daddy fail? So we'll flip the script on him, but I know what you're saying. Irrelevant Photon says they all have that scratchy voice of too much snorting. Yes, it's dripping down. Allegedly, the Coca-Cola Classic can tear up the larynx or whatever the hell. Did you see Paige, Amanda, and Sierra talking about Craig on Summer House after show? He was terrible to Paige. I saw like a little clip of that. But I got to get caught up on Summer House too. But I saw some rumblings of that and people saying, oh, now she wants to say that. So I'll watch that and I'll have to roast that soon and give you my full thoughts. But I haven't watched the entire thing yet. Candy says, I couldn't find 1 ounce of sympathy or empathy when Shep got shepped. Not one. I agree. Not one. 0, 0, 0. None. Nope. Didn't care. I was happy to hear that happened. Happy to see him embarrass himself. And I haven't even seen the episode yet, but I've seen enough clips to know what happens. So yeah. Okay. Let me show you. Okay. So this is the kind of thing I like. All right, you guys. Speaking of these toxic fools, these men behaving badly, I saw on Instagram, this account, let me see what the account is here. I think it's Tova_Lee put together a little video of men responding to Selena Gomez. And Selena Gomez, we've seen, I've seen a lot of talk about her weight, her body, the changes in her body, just like ridiculous things. And we just saw Millie Bobby Brown call out the press for comments about her and her body and clothes and all these things. And I thought that was wonderful. We talked about it. Well, this video I came across on Instagram and I was loving it because they highlight these men's comments on beautiful Selena Gomez's body with their pictures. And again, it's like, get a mirror, Bob, Sam, Dan, dickhead. And what are you doing? Take away your internet, unplug the router that you are online commenting on this young woman, you weirdo. So let's just take a look. Okay. I would love for more people to do this. If you're going to be responding in this way online as gross, creepy men, I hope more little compilations like this are put together. So take a look here. This is men responding to Selena Gomez. The nerve of some of these guys letting their own profile pics speak for themselves. So they show the comment and their profile pic. Let's take a look. There's no sound, by the way. Well, is there a song? I don't want to copy. Okay, there's a song, so I'll just keep the music off. So that guy didn't see his comment, but there he is. So this guy says, she needs to lay off the pancakes. Ray Harmon. There's good old Ray. Looks to be due with twins soon. Just caught a catfish. I hope he didn't have sex with it. You know what I mean? Looking like that type of guy. All right, Ray, with weak jaw. Okay, thanks. Then we got Joseph. What is he? Joseph Draven Zeus. Looks like she got 5 kids in 7 years. Let's see what Joseph looks like. An incel. There we go. Sir, oh my God. Check his diary for a manifesto, allegedly. And then we got Ed Mont. All those tacos. Ed with the wraparound, reach around sunglasses. Oh no. He's picking up sex on the road. All right. And he's asking for a blowjob, telling him you'll give the money after, and then he tries to drive off in his truck. That kind of guy. Look at no donut. No donut face. We're not doing that. We got Bobby Rodriguez says hot, but she did put on some lamb chops, just saying. What? You can't even afford lamb, sir. And let's see. Definitely no. No. At work, probably, I don't know, picks up debris on the, where planes are, and then takes a picture by it. Like, look at me. This is the closest I'll get to flying private. No. Not you, sir. Not with the salt and pepper pubes on your chin. You can't say that. Brian Fletcher says 10 years and 10,000 tacos later, and he's got a picture holding a baby girl. Let's see what this dork looks like. Oh my God. Holy shit. His hair ran away from his head. And you got the nerve to say that. You could have just posted it on your forehead. You literally could have just written it there instead of putting it on the internet. And just walked around with that billboard forehead of yours. Another weak-jawed man talking shit on the internet. That poor little baby girl. Yuck. Okay. Careful, Brian. They said your baby girl is watching. And then we got Terry Silver Owl. Okay, sure. That's a cool name. All those tears made her fat. Oh, because she cried. There was a viral video of her recently crying about the mass deportations that were coming from Trump's administration. So Terry, all the tears made her fat. Let's see what Terry looks like. Oh, God. What the fudge? Terry with yarn for hair. Get Terry, you stop. Crayola strands. We're not doing this, Terry. You knock it off. Okay, this is Terry. Oh, Tear Bear. They're definitely not fighting for your rights. You're definitely voting against your own interests, Tear Bear over there. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Then we got Randy Santiago saying, I think I'll blame my weight gain on my meds too. She has lupus. Awesome. That's funny. Let's see what Randy looks like. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a jump scare. He's got baby teeth. He's got dolphin teeth. What? The bottom tooth is filling where the front tooth is. You don't even have dental, sir. I don't think we should be talking about that when your teeth are rotting out of your mouth. I mean, no offense, all offense, but how are you going to be talking about a beautiful woman when your bottom teeth have to fill in for your top teeth? And again, with the chin strap and a weak jaw. Oh my God. Yuck. Oh, that one scared me. Okay. Grant Smith says she would look so much better naked. Oh, Jesus Christ. Grandpa, grandkids, unplug his router. It looks like a lady has tried to stab him in the head before, poked him away, get. You're old enough to be one of the forefathers, her great. You were is that George Washington? What in the wooden teeth is happening here? Oh my, looking like elderly Freddie. No, sir. We're not doing that. We're not. Okay. Michael Alexander says age progression not on her side. Sir, you can't even focus for a selfie. What is happening? Did you take a picture in a factory by a fan? With the handlebar? That's definitely on a sex offender registry. Allegedly. It just looks like one that would go up there. So you need to just stay away from schools and don't worry about her. Now, Jerry Jerry Horny or Horn says, getting a little chunky. Well, thanks, Jerry. That's such constructive criticism. Let's see what you look like, supermodel. Jerry Horny. Oh, no. Jerry Horny. Oh, my God. He looks like the history teacher with rancid breath. It looks like he has fresh doo-doo breath. Like, you know, that teacher that would get too close to you. Do you need help? No, I don't. I'm going to fail this class because you fucking stink. Okay, sir? Go count your age spots. We're not here for this. We're not doing this today. We're not doing this. No. I can't. These guys, like, this is pathetic. But I loved this idea. Do it more often. Do this all the time. I'm going to try to do this. I think I'm going to seek out videos. If you guys find any videos, okay, where you see men making these horrific comments, these ridiculous comments, feel free to send me the link to the post or the video or wherever it is. And I'll do a little perusing and maybe make a little video of my own, because this is, you embarrassed yourselves. That was not an attractive man in the bunch. Not even kind of. Not even a face a mother could love. Like nothing. All rodents. All rodents. Right? Fugly haters, because attractive people with their lives together wouldn't spend their time online making comments like that to Selena Gomez. It would only be the fuggliest of the fugly. The scariest of the scare. All right. We got to do more. We got to find more. So if you guys have any, feel free to DM me on Instagram if you see any, you know, threads like this or videos with some crazy comments on social media. And we'll have to put together another thing like this, because I've never seen anyone put it together like that. So that was genius. Loved it. Loved every second. But feel free to DM me on Instagram, or you can always email me, joleenreacts@gmail.com. And I'll be on the lookout for more of that, because, oh my God, embarrassing, the whole thing. The whole thing is embarrassing. I am going to have nightmares. That is, I'm not afraid of scary movies. I'm afraid of scary hater fugly men. That's what I'm afraid of. Stephanie says, I'm on those steroids that she takes too. I already think that stuff about myself. I hate that other people say that stuff out loud too. And they have no right to say that. No one should be saying that. Even if you're an attractive, even if they pulled up these pictures and these guys happen to be attractive, which they wouldn't unless they were catfishing with someone else's picture. Because again, healthy, you know, good looking people with their lives together don't spend their time doing that. No one has the right to say any of that stuff to you. That's ridiculous. Ew. You could do that on, I rarely go on Facebook, but I might have to check it out now. And a lot of those guys are at that age where they're just too dumb to hide their profile pictures. And the sad thing is, that's their profile picture. That means they think that's the best of, like, that's as good as it gets. That was the best picture they had. Those were like, oh, you know, when you're looking for a profile pic, you're like, I'm getting something good. I mean, me, it's usually something on stage, or I like when I look kind of ridiculous as a comedian and stuff. But, you know, a lot of times it'll be my headshot or something too. But these guys were like, ooh, this is the one. They're like, you know, and you're like, oh, that was their best picture. That was them at their Sunday burning in hell best. That is, not even a mother could love that. She does look hot. Selena Gomez is beautiful. These dudes, disgusting. Disgusting. I know, my little Janine says, thank you for loving the strawberry shirt. The little paws, the kitties and the doggies are out there with my mom and my dad and Hype, my husband Chell, and enjoying all the extra snuggles with family. So I was like, I guess I'll just get some time in here to go live with just me. So yeah, she looks totally hot and beautiful. And these guys, gyros. Well, I'm glad you guys could let, because I was just like, this is genius. This idea of like, oh, you have all these big words to say. Okay. All right. About Selena Gomez, about women in general. Like, I can't imagine if that was my dad, I would be like, give me your phone. My dad just spends his day hating on Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Like that, very productive on social media. Not random women he doesn't know. And if he did, he'd be hearing from me about it. Definitely. You would be hearing from me. All right, let's see, you guys. Do I even want to get into the Kanye? Ugh. Not really. I just don't even want to give. But Iggy Azalea shared a story about Kanye, claimed he admitted looking at her photos and masturbating, and asked her about her boyfriend's penis size. He admitted to like looking at her photos in the morning and jacking off to her. Like, I think it was during like a business meeting too. How come the guys never get a conservatorship? We're so quick to put Britney in one. We're so quick to put Wendy Williams in one. But Kanye's out here acting a whole fool in a mess, being an anti-Semite, standing up for Diddy. And he's been trailing off for years. And we're like, it's okay. Just let him. I don't get it. Put these men under a conservatorship. His Twitter rants have been just disgusting. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, I don't even want to touch the Kanye stuff right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Kim having I think she has a trademark on the kids' names, and she was trying to stop Northwest from being in a Diddy song or something. And it's just like, oh my, I don't even know what to do. I just can't with this man. Okay. So let's listen to a little bit of let's do a little bit of roasting and recapping of the Britney When Reality Hits podcast, her first episode with Lala. Because I was hoping that she would be, she's got a solo one that came out. Okay, we'll listen to a little bit of the Lala one. If it's too boring, we'll go to her solo one and take a listen to that. Let's see. Let me get in there. So she's completely rebranded When Reality Hits, and it's just with Brittany, no longer Jax. And he has his own podcast that we roast, and we roasted and recapped the first episode, and it was painful. And so we'll do the next one soon. Oh, of course, my phone's like, I want to die. Then listen to this. But her first episode was from March 14th. So holy shit, that was a little while ago. Brittany takes the reins of her newly rebranded podcast with special guest Lala Kent. Oh, Lala, the wannabe pretend feminist girl is back, because she's going to be on this season of The Valley, finger guns and all, calling out dudes, and then probably next season trying to save them. Just player hating.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
All right. So they're going to talk about Britney's journey to independence, finding strength, blah, blah, blah. Let's take a listen. Not My Problem Anymore with Lala Kent.
After fully taking over the podcast, so thanks for being my first.
You know what? It's just so wild. First of all, I'm honored that I'm your first guest.
Thank you.
This is like massive for you. And I so remember that moment in my life as well when you're like, fuck you, get off my podcast.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, Lala was on a podcast with No Neck Randall, with Big Ed Randall. Oh yeah, I forgot. That was a really shitty podcast. Two just people you're like, I don't want advice from you two.
Literally until you just said that, forgot that you started it with your ex in the beginning.
And can I tell you what I've never shared before?
Yes, please.
Is that at the time after I kicked him off, he was still collecting a check from the podcast. He wouldn't let the check go.
How long did you have to do that for?
I want to say
good luck, witness.
A little over a year.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize, like, when contracts are involved, like, you have to continue with the contract, which was also what was happening between Jax and I. And that's why we were doing, like, every other weekend or every other
stomach doing it with them.
Every other episode. Yeah. I wasn't about to.
Well, I was like, you can't stomach doing it with them. Even the sex when we were together, it was. Can you imagine having sex with Randall? Oh my. Oh. I can just like picture him be like. Ugh. Remember when he was like, when 50 Cent was like, give me my money. And he was like, leave me alone, 50. And he had all those heart monitors. I can't. Thank you, Pamela, for the super chats. As Kanye is like chicken for Chick-fil-A. Chicken for Chick-fil-A. Kanye is a mess.
be like, let's do a joint episode.
No, because I actually had to do an episode after shit hit the fan because I had to pretend everything was kosher. And it was me,
Sorry, guys.
my ex, and Jesse Metcalf.
Oh, you did one together after?
Oh. Like I was still preparing to, I was getting my ducks.
Oh, okay. So you were trying to like,
I wanted to vomit, and I was like flirting with Jesse Metcalf, and my ex was looking at me like he wanted to like just shoot me with laser beams coming out of his eyes. And oh my God, just reminiscing about what a horrendous time in life that was.
Yes.
Let me come out on the other side and on top.
Like, how much better do you feel now?
Oh my God, I feel so much better.
Yeah. And your podcast is amazing, and you have your family on it all the time.
Brittany, this is what gets you in trouble. Don't lie to the lady. You know, I know Lala thinks I'm excellent, but we know Lala's podcast is, I mean, it's not excellent.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Joleen.
Oh, Joleen was excellent. What are they saying?
Yeah. Thank you, Lala.
Your pod. And
I love the pod.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast, I think it's fun.
Oh, it's so
I do
fun.
enjoy it.
I do too.
Yeah. Mine took a hit in the, like on, you know, the reviews because someone on Reddit started a petition to go onto my podcast and write horrendous reviews.
Oh, I'm sure that's happened to me because people.
And I don't think that's why your reviews were bad. I think it's, I think the call's coming from inside the podcast studio, Lala. But okay, cool story.
On Reddit are the worst.
They're the worst.
I'm sorry, Reddit people. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, get a life.
Insane.
I'm so sorry that you have to revolve your life around people you've never met in real life. Like that's insane to me. No, like time. But I feel like ours was taking a hit too because we kept having to go back and forth. And it was like I'm having friends on trying to be light and funny, and then Jax was doing the mind of the man, and it was just like so opposite, like every single week. Right. So that ain't happening no more. Now it's just gonna be me interviewing all my friends.
I'm very happy for you.
And just like all these different guys. I'm excited. I'm excited. I posted my rebrand photo today.
The photo is fabulous.
Thank you.
I love the direction that you went.
Yeah.
So the photo is like Brittany in curlers with their tits out or something? Like in the makeup chair with the row. I mean, they really think highly of themselves. It's not that great, Brittany. It's better because Jax isn't in it, but let's calm down.
I have to ask you, like, what does it feel like now? You're fully independent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're completely separate from him.
Yep.
What does that feel like?
Amazing. This was like the last thing that really was like tying us together. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it feels awesome that I don't have to worry about that anymore. I can like do whatever I want to do. I can rebrand it. I can, I don't have to worry what he's going to say because I wouldn't even listen to his episodes. Like I would have like my team like listen and tell me what he was saying. So it feels good that I don't have to do that anymore. And also like, I just feel amazing. I'm back in my house. I'm doing everything by myself.
Yes.
Like, and it feels great.
I'm very proud of you. You've reached a level of independence that I'm sure you're very grateful for because most people don't have that luxury. Like if Jax were to never give you a dime in child support, you would still be okay.
Yeah. And he's barely giving me anything. I'm not going to go into details about it.
Damn, Jax, you're not paying? Oh, shocker. Who's surprised that Jack's barely giving Brittany any money?
You don't need it though, Brittany. Some women, like, you had a child together, you must show up financially.
Yeah.
You have to.
He has not. He's not shown up financially, but, thank God. I say it every day. Like, I'm very blessed with everything that I have. And also, like, I never thought I would be in this life or this house or this, TV shows and all these different things. So like, it's also crazy, but like the fact that I could do it by myself.
Wait, but Jax just got done telling us with Alex Baskin-Robbins that he might be, and on the season trailer for the Valley season 2, that he's a shitty husband, but he's an excellent father. Well, excellent fathers definitely pay for their kids, Jax. Ooh, deadbeats. We have deadbeat Jax. The Coca-Cola Classic, it gets expensive, guys.
Now, like it's so empowering.
You a bad bitch.
I'm a bad bitch, and so are you.
I don't know about that.
Yes, you are.
I look at myself sometimes and I'm like, I need a little bit of an identity check because right now I just feel like mom, which is great.
You're a great mom.
All right,
I'm not. No.
We're gonna fast forward a little.
I'm like, oh my gosh, and also doing that by yourself.
Every single woman deserves to experience. I had Sosa. I was like, this is what
fuck's annoying. But he just could not stand it. Everything was just so bad, and road rage and everything. Yeah, and back then I remember I've talked about this publicly, and I was actually being like, he was just so nervous. So he was mean to me, and he was this and that. Now I look back at it, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, that really does. Like, that should be some of the happiest moments of your life.
Yeah, you're already dealing with so many hormones.
Yes, and pain.
Yeah, you just shoved a full-on person in your body. And you were robbed of that moment as well.
That's crazy. Yeah. It didn't even really like click until just now.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
Yeah.
You go into survival mode of blocking certain things out because if you dwell on them, it'll take you out.
Yeah. I think I blocked a lot of things out, and that's how I lived for a long time. Not anymore. I can't wait for you to write a book. Oh my gosh. I have to eventually. Like, come on. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. And, you know, that was... Goodness, we've both been through some things.
It's nice to be able to laugh about it now.
Oh, I have to laugh about it, or else, like, what am I going to do? Sit in the corner and cry all day? Heck no. Absolutely not.
Candy.
Absolutely not. Okay, let's take another route really fast. The trailer for The Valley just dropped.
That shit's wild.
What did you think about it, Lala?
I was shook it to my core. First of all, Michelle throwing the drink on Jesse's face. I'm like, this was not your first time doing that. The aim, the precision,
it was
the distance between you and Jesse.
The
distance, right in the face. Not a drop spilled before it made its way to his face. Iconic. It was so good. I felt like they did a great job. I loved how they edited that together because it showed you, obviously, we know you've been going through a lot, but I love that they added the aspect of like, you're still Britney, your light is back, you're out having fun. I'm so happy they made sure that was in there.
Like, made sure to show I was laughing still.
Yes, you're still our like Kentucky muffin, bitch. Like out on these streets having the best time ever.
Yeah.
While still going through a lot of shit.
Didn't Lala used to use the Kentucky muffin label on Britney as like kind of like a dig? I could have swore. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly, but I thought so. But now she's like, the Kentucky muffin. It's a good thing.
Well-balanced trailer. Mm-hmm. Baskin said this is one of the greatest seasons he has ever made. And not just of The Valley. Greatest seasons he's ever made of any television show.
Which is crazy.
Good for y'all.
Crazy.
I'm so happy for you guys.
Yeah, I mean.
Lala. Do you put it in the chat? Do you guys think Lala's happy for other people? We know what happens when her friends get success and she doesn't get what she thinks she deserves. You get season 11 of Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, Lala called me that morning because I just feel like a lot of my friends did. They all called me that morning because they knew it was going to be like a hard morning. And whenever I first watched it, I was like, oh gosh, I just don't know. Like, I feel like there could have been this or that or that. And Lala was like, no, Brittany, like it showed you still happy and laughing.
Yes.
And then I like started rewatching it after that. And I was like, she's right. Like I'm so glad it didn't just only show like the extreme.
Yeah.
Everything that's to come from this season. Because there's so much more. There's so much more.
This is just the trailer.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to know what you went through. It was a well-balanced trailer that got people excited. There's lighthearted moments that people want to see, especially with such a fucking dramatic season ahead.
Yeah. I love that they put Zach motorboating me on there.
So cute. I loved that.
I thought that was so cute.
I love you.
And how about and like the baby wipe thing, like I had
face.
Oh my gosh. I was because you know what? Like that happened to me that morning where I came into my house to get something because I was staying at a rental place. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because it'll be on the show, but I will talk about what's on the trailer.
Yeah, just the trailer.
Yeah. I went to my house that morning to get something or whatever, and I took a photo of it. And I'm not gonna say what the excuses were for it or anything like that yet, but like it honestly didn't click until the moment that Janet said that at the dinner table. I don't know why, but she was like, oh yeah, that girl wiped her vagine.
Her vagine.
And it's now sitting on your counter. And I just like gagged. Because that was what actually happened. And like, there's no doubt in my mind.
Oh my, I'm repulsed. She just like wiped her crock pot down before he put his meat in it.
With my son's baby wipes that were still left over at that house at the time.
That's repulsive.
Like, gross.
That is repulsive.
Gross.
How do they know it wasn't clean up after? And Jax was like, here's some baby wipes, clean yourself up. I mean, and the irony of Lala being like, that's so gross that a woman would wipe her vagina. It is gross that she wouldn't put it in the trash can, but like, okay, or whatever.
Me about this, I thought that maybe she cleaned herself up after. Either way, disgusting.
Oh, either way, it could have been in the trash. Either way, it was still used for the same thing. Wiped.
Same thing.
And also, I'm sure whoever this woman is like watching that being like, that was probably mine. You know?
I can't wait for them to hear what you talked about on the after show then, on what you thought my song was. That shit was so funny.
Oh my God. Who doesn't love that good?
So far, this episode is boring. And I love how they're like hating, like, it is gross that, there'd be a thong left there with a white. But the gross person is really Jax, who's disrespecting the house that you share, that your son lives in. And yet you're like, who is this dirty bitch? Well, you were that with Jax too. Like, I don't, oh my goodness, you guys. It's just like, now they want to, just the sound here. Now I hate when they want to like team up on the women. It's like, you both were that woman. But okay. Artist, thank you for the super chat. Artist says Brittany's face was so funny when she realized. Yeah, she was like, ugh. All right. A little boring so far. Hoping they're getting to a little juicier.
Ask JB to get free shipping.
Because when you're stuck,
Hi, Cruzy. Hi, Cruzy.
when you're stuck with a narcissist, it is a torture chamber.
Mm-hmm.
You know this.
Yep.
It's chaotic. It's controlling. So you have to call it out and you have to educate people because narcissism is everywhere right now. So if you think this is the last time I'm going to be on television calling a man a narcissist, you're crazy.
Well, it's going to be me now. I'm going to be joining.
Yeah, but the problem with Lala now is like your words hold no weight. We can't really trust it because we realize that you can be bought and paid for. Like you will say anything to keep the job or get the money, which is what happened with season 11 of Vanderpump Rules. You just completely stepped back and went after Ariana and Katie when you had a full chance to have a season of the women uniting, and you profited off of, Scandival and all of that in season 10. And then all you needed was allegedly male producers to be like, oh, hey, we're saving Sandoval. So can you just kind of backtrack and shit on Ariana and Katie instead of the Toms, and you'll just be friends with them. And then she proceeded to like flirt with Tom Schwartz during the season and after the season, which is still really creepy. So it's like, pick a lane, Lala, pick a lane. She's just like, you go with wherever the money goes. That's what we've always known about you. So it's hard to cheer for someone like that, who really, it's like, has no scruples or integrity. And I get it's reality TV, but even with reality TV, if you're going to be the villain, be the villain. If you're going to be the pick-me chick, the shit on other women to get ahead, be that. You can't be like, yeah, go women and calling out men. And then in the next breath or the next season, be like, actually, he's not that bad. What?
I'm going to be joining you in that story. I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, you're a narcissist. I've like looked up everything.
It,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Once you realize it, and it's like, okay, yeah.
We would be doing people a disservice if you didn't call it out. Period. You're fucking welcome.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. How did it feel?
Oh, so we're back to this, Lala. You're fucking welcome. I'm calling these dudes out. But then next season, you'll be banging them. So it's like, it's weird.
Coming for the valley, like being so pregnant.
Spineless, yes.
I loved it because I was not a cast member. I just kind of bopped in because you guys were very much in my
real life.
You're filming a show, and it just kind of like made sense. I wanted to be around you guys. I liked it because there was no pressure. I was basically I was less than a friend of. Like no one expected anything of me except to be like, hi, I'm Fred. Hey, hi, how are you? I'm Fred.
So Lala admitting that, hey, I was just showing up. No one expected anything, but I knew that I want to guarantee a spot. So I thought I'll go after Jesse. Nobody likes him. He's a jerk.
Fucking awesome.
But you look so good in your little two-piece. I just loved it.
Thank you. I had fun at your shark party.
My shark party.
I actually was a little nervous when Jesse came up to me because I was like, no, I'm not prepared for this. I'm just here to hang. Just here to fucking hang, man.
You're like, I'm a friend of.
I'm a friend of a friend of a friend of. Just here to bump around this pool party, all right?
Well, I'm so glad that you were there. Okay, so speaking of that, and, we did kind of talk about the babies earlier, but you being a mom of two now, how do you feel like, what is...
Oh, Brittany, I don't know if this is going to last for you. This is really not... After everything Jax has been saying on his first episode of his podcast, I would have utilized Lala in this moment because, she kind of goes with the wind of the money. So if she's headed in the way of kind of calling out the men, or if she's mad at Jax, I would have utilized that to, call out Jax again or something. But this is boring.
Yeah. But in the moment, you feel like you're so by yourself. And that's why I encourage moms. Like,
and Chris is getting so big. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It was
extra
so cool.
sticky. Go with like the cloud.
The cloud.
Yeah. The cream, like
Get
yeah,
the cloud.
easy one.
I got like cheesecake scents, I think.
Oh, girl, yum.
Yeah.
Anything you always feel like they're trying to replicate, or I'm just doing what I've seen on TV.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's also another reason why the Valley is going to be so good, because it is so raw and so real.
Right. And it's also, you guys are familiar faces.
Yeah.
You have people that are dedicated fans. They want to see what you're doing with your life, and they've evolved with you. So to see you guys and then a group that you guys have been kicking it with.
Yeah.
No, you guys are fucking unhinged.
After that trailer, I was like, oh my gosh. Like it's very getting the attention, in for the show, but it's not even like half of what happens. So
I love it because besides you and like Dodie, because you guys know the drill, but the rest of the cast is like, they haven't been wounded yet.
Yeah.
They haven't realized how fickle the audience is yet, where it's like, we love you today. They are torching you tomorrow.
Yep. It's so up and down.
It's all based on your performance in the game. It's like a sporting event. And we don't see, like, it's interesting. I guess people are more used to it with like athletes, but with Lala and Brittany, people wanted to cheer for them. Like, we wanted Lala to be the Lala she was claiming to be. Like, I don't take it. We didn't need all the finger guns, but like, she doesn't take shit, like, strong chick. But then we found out, it's kind of a facade. Then she came in judging everybody, and then she got sober, and then she was telling everyone how to live their life. Yet she was with Randall, and it was a hot mess. And then she was team girl again during Scandival, calling out stuff. But then she was always protective of James Kennedy and his problematic behavior. And, obviously she was the other woman for a long time and like harassed Randall's then wife at the time, who they're on good terms with, which is great. But, we don't forget that all the social media stuff she did. And then Scandival, like jumping on the girl train, and then season 11, like, no. And then always blaming the fans. But we're simply reacting to you and what you're giving in your performance of the season. And if it doesn't make sense, it's probably not true. It's probably disingenuous. And that's what it came off as. And people are just calling you out on that. But the fact that they want to make it like, oh my God, these fans are unhinged. No, we gave you so many chances and we wanted to cheer for you, girl. But you were just so petty and immature and mean and fake that it was impossible to cheer for you anymore. Oh, this girl. And it's always the fans' fault. Always the fans.
So up and down, always. I'm so interested to see how this season's going to go. April 15th, The Valley coming out.
Don't be mad at me. I did not watch season 1. I'm not mad through my own. I didn't want anything to do with Bravo.
I honestly don't even like.
Bonnie.
Well, I can't say that really. But it's hard to watch reality whenever it's like your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, what's happening behind the scenes and this and that. And, I watch whenever it's needed, but I don't want to like, I don't know. Sometimes
transparent.
Yeah.
You brought up anything on season 1 that I didn't know about.
Oh, yeah. No. Season 1 was great, but it's not going to hold a candle to season 2. And I will say that for sure.
Do you have watch parties that we can come to?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I will.
Yeah.
When reality hits is.
Oh, geez. This is just painful. I thought this was going to be, I honestly thought it was going to be a little more interesting than this.
Nope. Because I know this about myself, that I am very forgiving, sometimes too forgiving, sometimes too naive, sometimes too, much of a people pleaser or whatever. I know these things about me, and I feel like with our situation, he would I would find out something awful and I would, be quiet for a couple days and then let him come back in and, not for us to get back together. Let me make that clear. I'm talking about like co-parenting and different things. But then nothing ever changes. And the cycle repeats itself.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just be like as strong as I possibly can and not allow that to happen.
That's going to be the hardest part, I think, for you, is when you share a child with someone, you don't have the luxury of just going, goodbye, get the fuck out of my life.
Yeah.
You have to engage still.
Yeah.
It's mental torture, but you're going to get to a place where it's just kind of like clockwork. You know exactly how the days are going to go. You know how to disengage. You know when to engage. It'll just become your normal.
Yeah.
Everything is always worse in your head.
Oh, yeah.
Than how.
But Brittany's saying that, Jax, it's difficult to parent with him, but Jax is out here saying he is a great father and he is a great parent. Weird. So weird, Jax.
You know, when you start looking a million miles ahead, it's like, oh my God, how am I going to take that all on? And then when it actually comes, we're just built to handle shit.
Yeah.
There's 7 billion people on the planet.
Well, and also because you obviously feel like you're in a much better place now than you were years ago whenever you were in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's great. That's great for me to look at and be like, okay, she's in a much better place now when it comes to the ex, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Brittany, you remember, I was down to like 90 pounds.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat. I was not well.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most horrendous time of my life. To the point where even when I go into West Hollywood, it gives me a pit in my stomach. I have to remind myself, like, you're okay. That time of your life is over. And you're on the other side. Like, it's over. It's not.
Yeah.
That feels so good.
Good.
I love being like, you're someone else's problem. Like, I never have to deal with you ever again.
As to so many of these girls.
But you do. You're raising a daughter together. This is crazy. Laura and Christy Buffenmeyer, so good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Poor Brit. They said, I will give the pod another chance, but it's really hard to listen to her. She talks too fast. I do have it sped up to 1.25. So in Brittany's defense, I did speed it up because otherwise it would take forever with bear tries. I am born and bred in Kentucky. There's no way her accent is this bad. It's extra. I promise. Laura and Christy are like, no, this accent is a little bit too much. A little bit too much. There's literally 20 minutes left. I think I'm going to listen to like 2 more minutes of it.
To you. Yeah. But like, wait,
I don't want to see that shit.
I don't want to see any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to move on.
Yeah.
Like, do not send me sexual messages from my ex. Like,
Who said? Oh, this is where she talks about the girls that are sending messages. Okay, let's.
Way to you.
Yeah. But like, I don't want
to see that shit.
I don't want to.
Okay, let's listen.
That feels so good.
Good.
I love being like, you're someone else's problem. Like, I never have to deal with you ever again.
As to so many of these girls that are in my DMs, because it's not just one.
Yeah.
Let me make that clear. It's been multiple.
It's beyond.
It's been multiple, and I've said back. I don't respond to all of them, but I have said to a few, like, do what you got to do. He's not my problem anymore.
Yeah.
And that feels good to say. Because, like, I'm not doing it. Like, don't drag me into your stuff. Like, what is wrong with these girls that they can send me this stuff?
Well, I think a lot of them do it because it's their way to you.
Yeah. But like, I don't want
to see that shit.
I don't want to see any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to move on.
Yeah.
Like, do not send me sexual messages from my ex. Like, so weird.
Yeah. And like, we're not together anymore. I don't give a shit about this. No, there will be women who will reach out to me talking about how he creates.
Okay, but I thought originally Brittany said that Jax is sending women these disgusting messages, like that maybe women he's dated for a little bit and then no longer interested, and then he's sending disgusting messages. The way she painted it before is it was like coded like abusive sort of stuff, like not, consensual. And maybe these women were reaching out saying, holy shit, look at what your soon to be ex-husband is doing. Maybe they were looking for help, guidance, that they were maybe younger. And so now her and Lala are like, I don't want to see that shit. But what is it? Like, what are they sending? Because if he's doing like scary shit or sending them freaky, creepy, scary shit, like how Brittany was talking and describing their relationship and how verbally abusive and what he would do to her and didn't adhere to her boundaries and would be drunk and just in the house when he wasn't supposed to be and stuff. I would think that she would have a little more empathy for what's going on because that was done to her as well. But I'm confused now what these messages actually entail.
Around on his new person, I go, I don't give a fuck. Great. And
you're like, doesn't surprise me. Yeah, but I've had to say, like, he's not my problem anymore. Do what you gotta do. Like,
what a great fucking feeling.
Yes. Like, I'm sorry.
But maybe call his ass out. Yeah, maybe start posting him, expose him. I don't know. Maybe help stop the cycle. Something. But to like kind of shame these women, be like, why are you sending it to me? It's not like they're making it seem like they're sending something going, look, jealous. And it seems like it's almost like a cry for help. But I don't know because they're being kind of cryptic about it now.
Not my problem anymore. I don't have to make excuses for him anymore. No. Feels pretty dang good. Yes. Okay, so moving on. because we're talking about Vanderpump Rules, that's how you and I met.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
So glad that we met. Our beginning was so weird. Like, Lala was all over him and stuff. See, even though I didn't talk about this, but I feel like I should because it's so funny. Whenever I first came to the show, like, I had no idea what in the world I was getting into. Okay? I was just like, never had seen Vanderpump Rules, never had seen, even though I didn't think Housewives or anything.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what was going on. And then you had like my ex who was like such a gaslighter.
Thank you, Meg.
So it was making me think that like Lala was all over him and stuff. Like,
I mean, she kind of was. Jax and Lala definitely had this like flirtmance thing. Lala definitely had this like, I still think probably something happened between the two of them, but okay.
And then whenever I watched it back, I was like, oh my God. So a lot of people were like I've seen so many people like comment and be like, well, how do you feel like that, seeing that like Jax was like flirting with Lala too? And I've moved on obviously so far past that, but it's just
you've moved on so far past it. You're bringing it up all these years later in your first solo episode with Lala. You could talk about anything with Lala, but you want to talk about that. That is just proof that you haven't moved past it. This is why these friendships, especially when it comes to Britney, a lot of these women, the way they talk with her, and she's like, I love you, and they're like, I love you too, I love you, but do you really love each other? Because you could talk about any of the things that have happened in your friendship since then, but you want to go back to this time where Lala probably banged the dude, that you were dating, and there was this weird flirty situation and awkwardness, and you're like, I'm over it, but let's talk about it.
It's a funny memory now. Because
I'm not. Is anyone I'm not laughing at it. I mean, it's not really funny.
It was so not like how things were portrayed to me,
Of course not, yeah.
So,
and looking back, I'm like,
and you called me Honey Boo Boo or something, and I was like so upset.
Well, because you thought that
Lala has called her a lot of names. Kentucky Muffin, Honey Boo Boo. I mean, I know there's more. Yeah, that's hilarious, Brittany. Comparing you to Honey Boo Boo.
I was calling you that because of the Southern Family show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I called you Mama June, I was like, she's a drugged out drug addict taking advantage of her family, not caring about her kids, just trying to get on TV. Mama June, Honey Boo Boo. It was just because Lala tried to make excuses.
But I was actually trying to be nice.
So funny.
Lala, you thought she was a stupid country bumpkin. We remember the show, Lala.
It's so funny, like thinking back now and just being like, gosh, like even from the get.
These two hate each other. Brittany's like, it's so funny now, thinking back how you called me Honey Boo Boo and you were flirting with my man. That's so funny.
There's so many different things that I could go back on and be like, wow,
what
wild
time in life.
Wild time, wild ride. I had no idea what I was doing.
None of us did.
I was just like, boop, boop.
Like,
Here we are.
Top off under a waterfall. I'm like, so what, bitch? Like, what? Looking back on that person, it's like, reel it in.
And I'm like, what are these women doing? What's going on right now? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I mean, it's not really funny.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So, okay, if you had to pick like some of your favorite moments over the years on Vanderpump Rules, what would they be?
Oh my gosh, my favorite moments on Vanderpump Rules. Can I just tell you, I look back and I had so much fun, like gay pride back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That was so, just like the day drinking and like getting ready and then getting there and just the energy and the vibe.
Bye, Candy.
I had so much fun doing our Solving trip, even though like my dad had passed away, like that was keeping my head above water.
Yeah.
Like being with my girls. There's so many moments, but most of my favorites are when I was fucked up. Like I loved all of season 6.
Oh my God, that time was
it.
Yeah, the water tasting party, that should be her favorite. Okay, that's all I can get through. There's only like a couple minutes left, and we sped through most of that. Oh Lord. Okay, let me just check out. So that was the episode with Lala. Trey boring. No offense, all offense. I wanted it to be better. I wanted it to be better despite Jax. Now this is from yesterday's episode. We'll just peruse it. It says, getting my sparkle back. Britney is flying solo this week on When Reality Hits. Bear Chase. She recaps the whirlwind week from iHeartRadio Awards to a much needed mom's night out So far, so boring. Then she answers listener questions about life post-divorce. That could be interesting. Co-parenting, dating, self-confidence, and staying positive. All right, let's try the second episode, girl.
And we just had so much fun. Billie Eilish was cool as awesome.
She's going to talk about meeting Billie Eilish. Nobody cares.
That's like what you have to do because, like I said, a lot of times people don't talk to each other. So really just like start conversations and put yourself out there and you'll be just fine. There are so much different things that you can do here. And it is a really, really fun place to live. This is from Alyssa.Noel. After being in such a long relationship with...
So she's doing a Sheena. She's doing a question and answers like Sheena does on her podcast.
Narcissist, how does it feel to not be?
Okay.
Things that you can do here. And it is a really, really fun place to live. This is from Alyssa.
Thank you, Pamela.
After being in such a long relationship with a narcissist, how does it feel to not be? It feels good. It feels really good. It feels like, a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and that is amazing. Definitely is going to help me look for things if I ever decide to start fully dating again. I'm going to notice all the red flags like right away. But yeah, it definitely feels a lot better. It feels a lot more peaceful in my home. And that is good. I think that there are so many people with narcissistic behaviors out there and it can be hard to deal with. If you've been with somebody like that before, you know exactly what I mean. So yeah, it just feels a lot more peaceful in my house. And I really enjoy that. This is from Jen Reddy. How do you stay so positive for your son amidst divorce? Going through it too.
It's like toxic positivity. Come on now.
Just try to focus on what I'm grateful for and be so happy with our decisions and look back and be like, how was I ever in that relationship for that long? Or how did I ever stay for that long? Or gosh, what took me so long to leave? And then you're going to realize how much better off you are. So just focus on everything that you have going in your life and you will be okay. You got this. This is from Tracy C85. How did you manage to lose the weight after your baby? You look amazing and so confident. Well, thank you. Because I don't always feel it. I feel like I'm
Jenny Craig, dumbass. She's been on Jenny Craig for 12 fucking years. I mean, what is Brittany? What is this? What, girl? This is bad. Oh, I'm still gonna cheer for you over Jax, but this is bad. This is bad. She has been schlepping around with Jenny Craig stuff going, this is delicious, Jenny Craig. For like literally 20 years. It seems like she had a Jenny Craig sponsorship. And these questions.
working on it, honestly. Like,
is anyone really at like calling questioning going, how'd you lose the weight? She has so many weight loss sponsorship things. What do you, This is, no one asked this question. She asked this question.
I've always been like fluctuating. Like I'll get real skinny and then I'll gain weight, and then I'll get skinny and then I'll gain weight. It's just like an up and down roller coaster for me that I'm trying to figure out. But after I had Cruise, like I did Jenny Craig for a long time. That really actually did work for me.
Jenny Craig.
I was like,
see, Jenny Craig put a lot of money in her pocket. So if she didn't mention Jenny Craig and their shitty food, I'd be like, what the hell? She ate those garbage meals for a long time. That must have been a lot of money because you'd have to pay me a lot of money to be like, Jenny Craig, delicious. A lot of money. Because I would be like, they're disgusting. But if it's working, I guess it's working. But I hate my life. There's no flavor left in my life. And I'm pretty sure this is like too much sodium or something.
Hardcore on that. And, that program really helped me stay on track. But also like working out. I would get into working out a lot. Like I said, my trainer, Megan, she was amazing. She helped me so much.
Why are we talking about this so much?
A lot more confident. So thank you for saying that. This is from Laura_Elliott. Are you dating? If so, deets, please. I wouldn't say I am. I don't have like a boyfriend or anything, but I've got some people that I like to hang out with and just having fun. I'm trying to take things slow. I still have a lot to heal for myself. And obviously I don't want anybody around my son unless it was something that was serious. So, just trying to take things slow and see how things go. But I think having fun is very important. It's crazy to be single after 10 years with somebody. Hard to trust a lot of people. You know, I never know what somebody's intentions are or, you know, where this is going to go. And
Oh my God. Okay. We're fast forwarding.
when, you know, conversations for just a minute. But I think that me and her would get along. Like if we actually went out for
Who?
thankfully very happy for her. Maybe one day I'll give her a big hug with the matron of honor in my wedding. So I want nothing but the best for her. She
Who?
take her slow and see how things go. But I think having fun is very important. It's crazy to be single after 10 years with somebody. Hard to trust a lot of people. You know, I never know what somebody's intentions are. As for her, she did reach out in the beginning.
Who?
Whenever I went through my separation, not really. You know, I want nothing but the best for Katie. I still have so much love for her.
Oh, Katie Maloney. She's asking about Katie Maloney and their friendship.
We were so close. I mean, she was the matron of honor in my wedding. So I want nothing but the best for her. She did reach out in the beginning whenever I went through my separation. So I thought that was so nice. I have reached out to her, like, you know, her father passed away, which is horrible. And it was her birthday. So I reached out for her for both of those times. I didn't hear back, but I know she's also busy. I'm busy. But she has reached out to me a couple times and I have nothing but love for her. If I saw her out, I would give her a big hug and everything like that. But no, we haven't like really reconnected in that way. But I'm happy for her. She's in a new relationship and she seems so happy. She looks beautiful. So, you know, definitely very happy for her. Maybe one day we will.
I can't even I understand that like Katie and Brittany had something in common when they were both married to guys who were like best friends. They were both married to man babies who were best friends. But can you imagine Katie and Brittany now? What would they even talk about? They are so different. Unless they're like getting drunk, like where's I just don't see what they have in common, really, other than when they were on the show and married to man babies.
Brooke Donahue. Who is someone on social media that you feel like if you met, you would become BFFs? Okay, I love this question. I think that if I met Chrissy Teigen, and next, ready to
You should go on Deal or No Deal Island because I heard Chrissy Teigen is the new banker, I think, on Deal or No Deal Island.
meals, salad kits, and supplements. Hungry recipes are so
Okay. She's got more supplements that she's hawking on this podcast.
That's something you should definitely try. I think it's called 5 Below and Day Out. Talk all day long. You know.
5 Below. Is she doing an ad for 5 Below? The store?
And it's just strange when you're just by yourself. You know, I have my beautiful son, of course, and that's amazing. But, you know, you just feel a little lonely. And I think that has been hard for me. But I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. There's been lots more that I have gained and feel lucky about throughout it as well. This is from Christine Kella.
There's like long pauses too. And the crazy thing is this is a podcast pre-recorded. You can edit it. So it blends together. And this is 1.25 speed. So in between her questions, she's then like, okay, this is from Helen Keller. Hi, Brittany. You look so pretty. How do you keep your hair so shiny? Well, thank you. And she like breathing. I get it on live. Like I do that too. But this is a podcast. You can literally edit that part out. Brittany.
How do you balance being a mom, work, self-care, and home life?
Girl, she is not balanced. What are you doing? What is this? What is this podcast? You're going to need some good guests. This is crazy. Maybe once the Valley starts, you know, they'll be talking episodes and that'll make it more interesting, but I don't know.
On my iPad for like 45 minutes and just chill and watch a movie or watch my favorite TV show or something. We deserve to have times to ourselves as well. Because
Not paid by anyone says play 0.5. Okay, I'll do that for you. That kind of sounds funny. So I'm going to play it at I think the lowest it goes is 0.75. Let's listen to it.
that will make us do better at everything else in life. I'm definitely a homebody. I've said that a bunch, but
Girl, we see you go out. Don't pretend you're a homebody.
I think I definitely need my alone time as well. Some people don't, but that's how I am. This is from Malakolu, I think. Is that how you say it? Do you think
This is from Malakolu. I don't know if that can say it's Melanie. Malakolu Melanie. Okay.
leave LA and make a home back in Kentucky? Listen, I love Kentucky. I love going to visit. Maybe one day I'll get a house there. I'm not sure if I would live there again anytime soon, but I love my family and my friends back home so much, and I miss them so much. So going to visit there frequently is very important for me, and having them come visit me is very important to me. Right now, everything I do is here in LA. You know, the Valley is going, and you know, obviously I gotta be in the Valley for that, but
I mean, obviously, I gotta be in the Valley for that. 0.75 is actually very entertaining to listen to Miss Brittany's podcast.
I've got my beautiful home that I'm so grateful for. My son is in school and all of his therapies and everything that are here, and that is going so well. And just like my new friends that are my family here as well are here. So it's just like within the next like 5 or 10 years, I don't really see myself moving, but who knows after that? You know, I never know where my life is going to lead, because I didn't think I would be where I am today doing what I'm doing today. So you never know. You know, I'm always just optimistic and hopeful for my future, and you know, we'll see what happens. But either way, I'm going to go and visit Kentucky all the time. Go Kentucky, Big Blue Nation. I hope we win today. We have a game today, so let's hope we win. Go Cats. This is from Patricia Marie 1. How is crazy handling the co-parenting, mainly living with you situation? Probably how crazy is handling co-parenting. Okay. Yeah, co-parenting can be difficult, especially if you're dealing with a difficult person. But I absolutely love that Cruz is with me majority of the time. I mean, he is my little bestie, and he makes me so happy. You know, trying to do the best that I can. It's difficult. It's a difficult topic right now, because there's a lot of things even going on still to this day that makes co-parenting very difficult. But I think it is important for Cruz to have his dad in his life. You know, I know his dad loves him. But, you know, I just have to get some trust. Trusting somebody you don't really get along with is very hard. And we've lost all of that. So, you know, it's difficult. It's difficult.
She's saying a lot of words to say, a lot of nothing. Well, it's hard to trust him, and it's difficult. It's difficult. Bear choice.
It's hard to, like, pass your baby away or do things.
Pasture baby? What's a pasture baby?
You know, whenever you're not really getting along. But I just want to do, no matter what, always what's best for Cruz. And I think Cruz having both of his parents in his life is very important. My parents divorced whenever I was little. I think I was like 3 or 4 when they divorced. I'm not really sure. So I don't really remember them being together. But my dad was always in my life. I have an amazing stepmother who I love so much.
Okay.
You know, so I just like think to the future, and I'm like, okay, it could be like this one day. We will see. We will see. But yeah, it's a struggle sometimes, but just trying to put Cruz first no matter what.
No matter.
Mary Wynn Wisser.
Mary Wynn Wisser, the pisser. What's Mary gonna ask?
Do you ever consider decreasing your breast size? No shit.
Mary Wynn Wisser just coming in. Do you ever think of making your tits smaller? Because we've been thinking of it. My back hurts just looking at your boobs. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. XOXO Mary Lynn Wisser pisser.
Honestly, I get this question all the time. And I'm not saying that you are giving me shade. I'm not. If you're listening to this, but I get comments and stuff about my breasts all the time, and it's so annoying because I had my boobs done gosh, probably about 10 years ago. Crazy. So it'll be time to get them redone again soon anyway. But after I had my son, and as I said earlier, my weight like fluctuates so bad. So my boobs get really big, or they, they'll shrink. They're one of the first places that I gain weight in. And a lot of people will accuse me of having my breasts done again. And I'm like, no. This is still the same one. They just got a lot bigger after I had my son.
Okay.
And I don't love them all the time. It's hard to get dressed. It's hard to find clothes that work for me and everything. But I also,
it's hard to walk through some doorways because they want to go out torpedo tit style, and they get caught on the door hinge, and I'm like, ow, my titty hit the door frame again. And Jax used to be like, I like it. Now let me lick your sweaty feet. But yeah, thanks for asking about my tits. I appreciate it.
I always thought I was going to have more kids. So I didn't really want to get another surgery done until I knew that I wasn't having more kids.
Okay.
Because then you're just going to have to do it all over again. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something I'm looking into for the future.
Damn, Mary, she is really diving into your question about smaller tits. She's like, let me spend the next 10 minutes going over this question about getting my tits smaller. Okay. Thank you, Mary, for asking about my areolas.
I definitely would go smaller. I just still don't know what my future holds at this moment. So I don't think I want to do any like more surgeries or anything like that until I know for sure, like, if I'm going to have more kids. I think I'm going to give myself until like for a couple more years at least. But we'll see. The more I work out, I'll feel more confident about it, and it'll be better for me anyway. A bunch of push-ups and all that stuff, and I'll be good. But yes, I know they're big. I know that. It's funny that I always have to talk about that. But it's also my body. It gave me my beautiful son. So, I'll take it.
My body is Wonderland. Still talking about the tits. Okay, so it was 0.75. Let's just do it at the normal speed and see how different it is from 0.75. Because I have a feeling it's still going to be slow at just the regular 1 speed.
Sometimes I love them. So, back and forth. This is from Kim Vicari. How is your relationship with Jax's mom and sister? We still haven't heard anything from Jax's mom. She hasn't really been around. She's never met Cruz. I'm only talking about this because we've talked about this publicly. But I love Jax's sister, Jenny. She is a saint. She is an amazing person. She will always be so close to me. She will always be a sister to me. She's a great aunt. She loves her Cruzy.
She's a great aunt. Oh, she just age shamed her. No. So it's 0.75 is the funniest way. I'm going to bump it back down for a little bit.
And stuff. She's always checking in on me. I'm checking in on her. But I absolutely adore her. I miss her because I haven't seen her in a while. So it would be great to see her in person. I feel like me and her would do a lot of crying and hugging, talking about everything. But
yeah, it's surprising. If I was Brittany, I would definitely have Cruz meet his grandma. We know Jax is just all trouble and, hates women and clearly, has whatever this grudge is against his mom because his dad's wishes were not to talk to the kids about his illness. So now he's holding that against his mom or something. Whatever his reason is, it changes for why he doesn't talk to his mom or hates his mom. But we know that his mom had tried to send Cruz gifts and stuff. But I think it'd be good for Cruz to meet his grandma. So Go bring Cruz to meet the grandma, Brittany. Go down there to Florida.
A great support system, and she only wants what's best for Jax and for me. So I really value
me too,
her
and
opinion
me too
on everything, and I just think that she's wonderful.
Wonderful.
This is from Martha Dumphy. When will the divorce be final?
Not Martha Dumphy, like Martha Hooch. Martha Dumphy.
And will you have a party? For Jax and for me, so
From
I really value her opinion on everything, and I just think that she's wonderful. This is from Martha Dumphy. When will the divorce be finalized, and will you have a party? We still don't know when it's going to be finalized.
Never.
A couple things still working on here and there. Hopefully it won't be much longer, but hell yes, I will have a party.
Hell yes, I'll have a party and I'll be lit. And Jax, I'm thinking about not inviting them to the divorce party. I don't want to be mean, but I don't think that he as the ex-husband should be at the party for divorce.
I'm the queen of things. And if y'all think I'm not going to have a divorce party, that is crazy because of course I am. Of course I am. Gosh, I'm already going to have to start Pinteresting what to do for my divorce party because I deserve it, man. I deserve it. I've been through some shit, so I will be celebrating that day. I'll be sad that day as well, a little bit.
Girl, why?
I'm definitely going to have a party. Hopefully it'll be sooner than later. This is from Shanbo MKER.
What? The ER. This is from Sham Wow KOER. I'm sorry, I don't pronounce English, so let's hear is it about my tits?
Do you live in your and Jax's old house? I couldn't tell the last episode. I think you're amazing. Well, thank you. You're amazing too.
You're amazing.
Yes, I live in the house. It's mine now, fully 100%. Me and Cruz live here and loving it. A lot of space for just him and I, but I love this house so much. It was my dream home. It still is. And very, very, very thankful that I can take care of everything by myself. That's a huge empowering moment for me, and I love that. But yeah, I'm back here. I was living in rental houses, Airbnbs for 7 months before I finally got my house back. But yeah, I love it. I have definitely done a lot of, my friends have come over and done like can't think of what it's called, where the smoke goes in the air.
Saging? Did they sage your house to get all the evil Jax dick spirits out? We had to sage all the countertops because Jax had ladies over, bare chase, and they put their vagina juices all over it with their tongs. He like it when the beat go, baby make your booty go. And also my baby's baby wipes. They wipe their baby doors with it.
Brain fart. You know what I'm talking about.
Saging.
We've done a lot of cleaning here, Definitely got some new things, made it my own, redid some landscaping. I mean, I did a lot of different things to the house, and I just feel like it looks amazing, better than it ever has. It just feels like peaceful, and
we had to get Jax's jizz from all over the walls because he was just squirting everywhere, having squirting parties, allegedly, with these ladies who just left their tongues everywhere, okay? All over the baby stuff. It was just bad. But when I have a party, the jizz will be gone. Okay, that's as much as I can do. There's still like 13 minutes of this with these questions. So now we know Brittany's new rebranded podcast that she took over from the one her and Jax had when Reality Hits with Jax and Brittany. Now it's When Reality Hits with Brittany. I mean, thank you for the suggestion, not paid by anyone, suggested we put it in 0.5 or 0.5, but they only had the lowest they went is 0.75. That was amazing. It is really good to listen to Brittany. She really is amazing at 0.75. But it was boring. I'll be honest. A lot of it was very, very boring. I want to cheer for Britney. Obviously, I'll cheer for her over Jax, but I don't know how this podcast is going to survive. She's going to be having to talk about the Valley, give inside secrets. She's going to need some good guests to come on because that was painful. And it was even more painful with Lala as a guest. So I don't know. Probably the only way to save this podcast is if she actually got Katie on and they could talk about maybe their friendship and where that went wrong and had like a really candid conversation. Or if she started having candid conversations with the women who Jax cheated on her with, or the women who Jax is accosting or harassing, she could use her platform to call that out. That would be interesting. But I can't imagine. I mean, maybe there are people that are like really big Brittany Cartwright fans that just want to know about what she's doing and how Jenny Craig's working and how she moved a couple books to a new table and did that thing with the smoke in the air and saw Billie Eilish at a party. Maybe people will be interested in that, but I mean, there's a lot of Bravo Celebrity podcasts out there, and I don't see a lot of people choosing this one. Maybe when the Valley is airing, like I said, if she's going to talk about the show, but oh God. So at least we got to laugh a little bit, but I don't know why I thought it was going to be better. I really did. I was like, it's not going to be that bad. That was bad. She's already resorted to the question and answers. And not even like the questions people want to know, like the inside scoop on Jax and that stuff. Like, how do you get your hair so shiny? Well, sometimes Mary Keebler L-Face 55, thank you for asking. I crack an egg in the shampoo and I massage it on there. And then I sit with it on my head for 5 minutes. If I forget to put a timer, sometimes I'll be sitting there for 5 hours. And then I'll rinse it with cold water and put no heat on it for 2 days. And that's how I get so shiny. All right. 2 hours in. You guys are amazing. You're wonderful. I hope you had fun. I had fun with you guys, but that was a painful podcast. The best question was, how big are your titties? And will you get them downsized? Well, I actually got out the measuring tape one day when Jax was passed out after a bender of Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing. And his throat was raw from it dripping down there, so he couldn't tell me no. And I was measuring the circumference of my titties. And I think it said like 2 feet wide and 4 feet long. Is that right? I don't know. Brain fart. Oh, Brittany. Oh, Brittany. You guys. Too much. Oh, okay. So thank you so much, you guys, for being here with me on a Saturday, for all of your wonderful comments. Shout out to all my super chatters today. Artists, Kelly Sandyford, Pamela B, Laura and Christy Buffenmeyer. Thank you. Don't forget to smash that like on your way out. You guys comment on the video after it posts so I can hear from you. Tell me, I'll give you a little prompt for the comments. What do you think? What would be entertaining to you for Brittany to talk about on her podcast? Put it in the comment section after the video posts. And then I look forward to reading you guys' thoughts. We're going to help Brittany. Okay. We want her to get this bag. We don't want this podcast to go away from her. So let's help her. Okay. But also kind of funny. Your answers, can be hilarious too, as well. But either genuine, like earnest suggestions, or maybe funny stuff that you would just like to listen to. Leave your suggestions for Dear Brittany so she can check it out and hopefully it'll help her in the future. You guys are all wonderful, beautiful pumpkin spice babies. Thank you so much. I'll be back soon with another No Offense, All Offense. But until next time, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see.